Can you beat the demo for Super Meat Boy 3D without running? Now, this challenge is pretty simple. Meat Boy simply fell and broke his legs and can no longer run. This means no more using R2 to sprint and no auto sprint. And in the time it took for me to explain this, the first level is already done. These first two levels are quite easy since running has not even been introduced yet, so you can get through them pretty easily. I say that, but I also had one death to the second level from a stupid mistake, so I guess not really a running problem though. Here we are actually introduced to sprinting, but it really doesn't matter since you still just make all the jumps anyways without sprinting, so still easy. Okay, so here we're finally at the first roadblock of the challenge. It's a gap which is too long to jump past. As you see with the jump, it's just a bit too far of distance, and you can't wall jump off the metal platform things. To get past this area, you need to do a precise wall jump off the edge, to then dash and make another wall jump off the right edge. But it's quite precise since you need to work with angles and get exactly where you can get the wall jump. And as you see, it's too easy to fall off the side before you can properly make that last input. After around 30 tries, I finally make the jump and get across, which leaves the main worry to just be surviving through the rest of the stage, especially since there's this precise jump through the destroyable wall, where you can easily miss it and die. But after that, the level is done if you just don't die after that point. In this challenge, I had to decide whether wall running counted as running or not, and despite the fact that it has running in the name, I decided to allow wall running, since wall running is generally just a technique that is hard to not use. Not because of it being required for stunts, but more just the fact that it's hard to classify whenever you are wall running, since jumping off the wall is using A still counts as jumping and can enter the wall run state, so I'm just allowing wall running, despite the fact that this level is completable without using it. Here we are introduced to saw blades, which can obviously be shot out and kill you, but with this level, not being able to run adds a slight extra bit of challenge since you need to actually interact more with the saw blades. And then here you can see me completely failing a wall jump somehow for like a while, but generally this level doesn't change too much except for the fact that you actually have to time your jumps over the saw blades instead of just running completely through. So it takes it from a easy level to a slightly less easy level, but still easy. You know what? For your sake, I'm just going to tell you, the rest of these levels are quite easy. Now, these future levels are still a bit hard since, well, this is a hard game, that's their whole purpose, but basically nothing changes, so continue watching if you want to, I guess. So, quick summary, this fire log level, pretty easy. There is a point near the end where there's a weird angled wall jump, but that doesn't really matter with running, it's just my depth perception sucking, but other than that, level's easy. Then there's this goo level where you run through. There's a cool shortcut you can do in the start, and then there's all these annoying slanted walls that really mess with my depth perception or something similar. That makes me miss easy jumps. But basically it's a fun shortcut, relatively easy level whenever you're having a functioning vision or whatever, but pretty easy. Now, this level did take like 8 deaths. It looked like a lot more when looking through the footage, but it still was kind of easy. Okay, now this level is personally one of my favorites in the demo. It's really fun to fall through the platforms, and all the like minor skips you can do to get past segments is really fun. Now, of course, not much really changes whether you can run or not, since it's still relatively easy. And you can still technically get through it without wall running, it's just not making a full challenge of wall running or not, since it's too hard to classify. Okay, so now we are on the last level with the last stretch of the challenge. And by last stretch of the challenge, I mean like the type of ones you do in gym class when you're putting in like no effort. But you can still see me floundering around like a fish somehow. Just jumping all weirdly but just functioning. The really level changes like none whether you can run or not. It's just easy anyways. Still probably took me like 1 or 2 tries getting this one down, but challenge is done now, so pathetic last stretch.